Last time on Let's Play Suikoden, we attacked Milich's domain, took the fortress at the bridge, but were thrown back at Scarlatisha Castle by his magical Rose Antoinette. Now we are in trouble. We lost over 6,000 men in the battle, and that is a huge blow to us. So now we're having to regroup. We should send a reconnaissance team after all. Yes, that was Matthew's suggestion, and I agree with it. So Victor is joining us for this reconnaissance mission, as is Flick. And we have to reduce membership by 1, so I guess in this case we'll use Kuramimi, because who really cares about him? And Gremio is also coming. And Victor seems to not want him to come, which is strange. That's a weird thing for you to say, Victor. Yeah, well, that's true. He doesn't... Oh, I don't need his protection at all. I mean, I'm much stronger than he is. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Victor has a hunch. And his hunch is telling Gremio to stay here. Honestly, Gremio, I think you should stay here. Such a bad joke. Well, we don't have a choice. We have to have Gremio come with us. Which I don't really like, because I don't really like having Gremio, because I don't think he's a very strong character. But at this point, we have to have him. So, that's nothing much we can do about that. So, now we are able to enter this area. We're able to go through this bridge that we weren't able to before. The first thing I want to do is I want to talk to Matthew again. And he will let us change party membership. I'm going to look at and see if I can have anyone better than Cleo. I don't think so. I think Cleo is probably our best bet for now, but let's look. Well, we do need Pawn, so let's get Pawn instead. We have to have him for the later part, as I mentioned. Even though I think Cleo is better, whatever. So now we need to rearrange the formation, because Flick and Victor and Pawn are all short range, Mamba, Gremio, and Kai are all medium range. We have no long range fighters for this part. Just because Kai is too good. Like, otherwise I would just keep Cleo. So now we're here. First thing we want to do, head right back into the bridge. There should be a guy here. Let's talk to him. This is Quincy. So, he's saying he's just a hunter. And at this point, we see that he is an opportunist. He'd like to be on the winning side. He'll think about joining you when you have a few more recruits, say 36 more, and we already have in the 40s. So he wants to join us. He will only join us if we have like 80 people, roughly 80 people. So now we're going to go to this village up here. I'm not really sure which one I should go to first, but it's not important. This is Taeyeon. And we want to make sure we look at all these item shops here. Now this is the part of the game where our fortress will really start to fill out. First, we need to check out all this stuff, and we get yellow flower seeds from this guy and yellow paint. Make sure to buy both. Just one of each is not enough. But we want to buy them and then head back to our fortress in a little while. Now let's talk to this old woman here. This is Hellion. She is amazing. Because she has a rune. And she is our third magical character. She'll lend us our power, and we want to recruit her for sure. Now, we can always return to our home base using the blinking mirror. So I'm going to demonstrate this because we just got the best item in the entire game, which is the blinking mirror. Now the first thing we want to do is make sure that Mamba has the blinking mirror. And the unfortunate thing about the blinking mirror is it is an inventory item, but it's the best item in the game, as I mentioned. We want to have Mamba have this item for the rest of the game. And I'm not even exaggerating at all. The rest of the game. Never take it off him, always make sure he has it. There's a very specific reason for that. Now that we've gotten Hellion, we want to go over here. This is the village of Recon. And Recon is very useful. Here's why. Excuse me one second. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, we want to go to Recon for the item shop as well, wherever it is. Okay, this is the appraiser. Let's talk to this guy. His name is Jabba. He is an expert appraiser. If you can find something he can't appraise, he'll do anything you ask. In other words, he's saying we need to find something that he can't appraise. And I will be getting that shortly. This item shop is much like the other item shop. It has an earth crystal, which is new, but it also has blue flower seeds and blue paint. We want to get those as well. Now, next place we want to go is we want to go to the inn. And at the inn, we want to talk to this girl up here. She's Lot, and she is saying exactly this. If we find her cat, she will join our entourage. Okay, that's sort of a weird thing to say, but whatever. We'll keep an eye out for her cat. Now we want to go take this boat. And I don't know why there's a boat here that we can use, but there is. And we want to take it. This is one of the most obscure things in the game, and sort of the most frustrating in my opinion. We need to take this boat a long way. And there's not really much direction for this part. But it's important to do it. This actually is a mandatory thing I'm doing right here, is taking this boat. Now that we have taken the boat, we're heading for that dot that's way down at the bottom there. Okay, we're almost there. But there's a whirlpool in the way. In order to progress with the main storyline, we have to go up to it and see this little text block that says Rapids. Now that we've seen that, we can continue a little later. Obviously, I'm still kind of in side quest mode, but we want to do that right now, just so we don't have to do it later. It's required to do. Okay. I think I went the wrong way. Yes. Thank you, world map. See, this is why I love Templeton. He's my favorite. That guy gave me the world map so I don't get lost. Love that guy. Okay, we're almost there. And once we arrive back at Recon, we get this little scene. And our party is like, yeah, we can't do this with an ordinary boat, blah, blah, blah. Got it. Okay. That's true. It's one of the more obscure parts of the game, I guess, like most challenging things to figure out. Now, we want to just use our newfound blinking mirror to head immediately to home base. Now, this is the way the game travel will work for the rest of the game, essentially. We have Hellion here, who lets us use the blinking mirror, which is this item here, to appear anytime we want. And we can use Vicky, then, to warp us to any town in the game. So we could go back to the village of the dwarves right now if we want. We can go to the burnt village of the elves. We can go anywhere we want, thanks to having both the burning mirror and Vicky. So at this point, this is why I was saying that I thought the elven area was pretty challenging, is because you don't have this ability yet. Now that we have this, we're able to really easily deal with certain things. So right now, I did this because we got the blue paint and we got the yellow paint and all that stuff. So I want to just make sure that I head back to the fortress for a little bit and deposit those things into my vault. And pretty soon we'll be able to also get... This is the area that sort of, like I said, will fill out our fortress here. And what I mean by that is we'll start to get more vendors who will take up residence here. And once we do that, we'll be in really good shape. We'll be able to upgrade our armor and our and use, like, attach runes and stuff here at the fortress. And so I think that's really important to get done. Now I want to head right back to where Vicky is. Obviously, I'm not doing this in the most efficient manner, which I could be using the elevator, but whatever. Not the biggest deal. So yeah, now that we have the ability to warp around, we will be doing that a lot more, and the headquarters will become by far the most important place in the game. Now we can head right back to Recon. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. And now that we're in Recon, we need to immediately head to Taeyeon. I think I made a mistake, yeah. I need to go to Taeyeon instead. My bad. Recon is just important for that, like, cutscene. Okay, so here's the new enemies. Mad Ivies. These things, not very strong. Just use free will on them. They're kind of just vanilla enemies. They have a high amount of HP, but they do a lot of damage. But, no big deal. I don't even feel the need to use the Unite attacks on them. Yeah, those guys really need upgraded armor. None of them have, like, the best armor yet. I think I did upgrade Victor's armor just based on some stuff I had lying around, but it wasn't ideal. And this should give us some good experience. Well, relatively good, I guess. Yeah, Flick is level 33. He's much higher level than us at the moment. Okay. Now that we're in Taeyeon, we want to head over here. First thing we want to do is search out the smith. This smith is the first smith in the game that will raise our weapons to rank 12. So we want to take all the... That's the reason I used Gaspar to get more money, is because I knew that this guy would be here. And the cost of this stuff is starting to get ridiculously high. 18,000, 27,000, and 35,000 for one character from level 9 is like... I mean, that's close to... I mean, that's like 75,000 bits right there. But we want this for the same reason we wanted it at level 9. It will be a big advantage to us. So let's take care of that. I'm just going to do this really quick. And in the future, I won't need to do this. This is the first time we're upgrading people to level 12, so I'm going to just go ahead and show it. But in the future, we won't need to. Most people I will upgrade off-screen. And we don't, and unlike the other areas, we don't have the next level of blacksmith for our fortress here, so this place will kind of be our default, but I should say de facto blacksmith for a little while, just because he's able to do it. That's really it. And let's go ahead and talk to some of these people. So, because they're in Milich's domain, he's changing all the names of the towns to French names, which I think is hilarious. And all these people are like, what the hell? Yeah, we gotta do something about the name of this town. Because Milich is a big fan of French stuff. South in Recon, I mean, Premier Lemort, there used to be a famous pharmacist named Recon. They say there's no medicine he can't create. So we can look out for him. Let's say you heard it from me. Poisonous fog? Probably we can create a potion that makes the fog harmless. Okay, that sounds important. I'm gonna avoid those houses for now. The next thing we want to do is try to recruit that appraiser. And the appraiser requires a specific item that you can fight. You have to actually fight enemies to get. And so that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to do that off screen, but I'm going to tell you everything I can tell you about it right now. The items, the enemy you're looking for are called Holly Fairies. And I'm going to see if I can try to find some of those for now. I'm going to just run around for a bit and try to find them while I explain what it is. You want to fight the Holly Fairies. And they kind of look like those fairies we fought back in the Great Forest when we were going through it. And what they do is they'll drop something called a nameless urn. And that is the item you're looking for in order to recruit the appraiser. It's important to do because that appraiser will then be our personal appraiser in our castle. And he's another one of the 108 stars that we get. So we want him on our team. I'm going to go ahead and walk over here. So this is the enemy, Holly Fairies. These are the guys we're looking for. It's not likely that I'll get it on my first try, obviously. But it's good, very, very good, I should say, to get that appraiser as soon as possible. Just so that you don't really waste any time. And as I said, in the next few towns we'll be getting an armorer, we'll be getting a rune person, and we'll be getting... And then if as long as we get this appraiser, we'll have basically all the enemies we'll need. Now, our characters, Victor and Pan, now have the balloon status, which is a comical status that is... I don't really know what it does, to be honest with you guys. I wish I knew, because I just think it's really weird they get a balloon on their head. Anyway, I am going to be I'll see you guys next time. I think I'm just going to end the episode off entirely here. And the next time I see you, I will have gotten the nameless urn. So, until next time, see you later.